Now, Republican member of the House Judiciary Committee, Congressman Tom McClintock of California. Congressman, a chicken in an empty chair this morning. No William Barr. Was it a good idea for him not to show?
Well, I think he's absolutely right. The precedent-shattering notion that elected members of Congress can hide behind counsel and asking questions or making statements, I think is rightly deplorable. We're elected and accountable to the people that we represent. That's why only elected members of the House speak on the floor. That's why only elected members of the House ask questions in committees, because we are accountable for those questions. We're accountable for the words that we speak. For the Democrats to try to hide behind their general counsel is just plain silly. But there's been a lot of that going on recently.
You know, it's interesting. So I did a little drill down to look at, how many members of Congress, the House and Senate are lawyers. You got a lot there. 53% in the Senate, 36, almost 37% have a law degree. They may not be practicing today. So when you look at who can really take the floor and ask questions, you have a lot of options there.
Well, I'm not a lawyer myself, but as you point out, there are many lawyers on the Judiciary Committee, and Nadler's insistence that they all go out and hire one to ask their questions for them tells me they're not very confident of their own legal skills.
I want to get to what it was like to be in that room, because you were there today, and it looks so much like spectacle. You're hearing people call it a circus.
I would call it an embarrassment. There was a decided lack of grown-up supervision in the leadership of that committee, and that's become quite apparent with all of the stunts and photo ops that you see the Democrats resorting to. But again, what they're trying to do, don't forget, for 2.5 years now, they have spun a complete falsehood that somehow Donald Trump was conspiring with a foreign government to corrupt our government. And it turns out that was all false. It was all dreamed up by the Clinton campaign. It was used by the highest officials in our government to try to influence our elections, and then undermine, when they failed that, undermine the elected president of the United States. That's all now been laid bare as a complete lie. So now they're grasping for a new lie that they can come up with to try to cover the old lie that's now been exposed.
The Speaker Pelosi, and we played this for our audience just a few moments ago. They could watch it live on the network a couple of hours ago. Said that Barr lied to Congress, and she's calling for accountability. She says, he was lying to Congress. If it were anybody else, they'd be held accountable. Is she speaking the truth about William Barr?
No, she's making a ridiculous ad hominem personal attack on his integrity, which I think is deplorable. The fact is, William Barr spoke to Mueller after he received the letter and said, is there anything in the letter that's inaccurate? No, there's nothing in the accurate. Is there anything that we've said that portrays it inaccurately? He says no. His complaint was with the way the press was handling it. Well, that is not a complaint against Bill Barr or the letter that he sent summarizing the report that he then released to the Congress.
Then there's word, because we know the invitation has been issued for Bob Mueller to come and talk about his own report. Republican Senator